Hi everybody, Zach from Night 2 here, back with another Movie Memories Monday. By the thumbnail and title, you know what it's going to be for. It's going to be for Rugrats, the first movie. It's, well, just called the Rugrats movie, but it was their first. They've made at least 2 others, which I actually do have on DVD. The reason why I have this as my thumbnail is because it's the only version of the original Rugrats film I have on DVD, which you've already seen me unbox, but here's the disc anyway. This one also comes with Rugrats in Paris, which is my personal favorite Rugrat movie, then Rugrats Go Wild. And Rugrats, this has been one of my favorite franchises of all time that Nickelodeon's ever produced. This, along with Hey Arnold, Danny Phantom, and the most recent Ninja Turtles that just ended, are probably some of the best TV shows that they've ever released, personally to me. But Rugrats, the first movie, man, this brings back memories. 1998, man, that feels old. Wow, wait. If this is correct, this came out 20 years ago this year. This marks Rugrats the movie 20 years old this year. Wow, I can't believe I didn't realize that till now, but love the Rugrats movie. Such a good film. Here's the spine of the VHS copy with Tommy, Angelica, Chucky, and no one else on there. On the back, sorry about the lighting. On the back, you'll see Stu, Dee Dee, Dee Dee holding Tommy and Dill. I'm gonna let you guys look at this if you want. I'll try to zoom this up on here for you. If you want to pause it and read what it says, you are glad to. And I'll definitely try to get this into focus as much as I can. But I love the Rugrats movies. Out of all of them, I already told you that In Paris is my favorite, but I'd say in order-wise from the 3 films, my favorite goes from Paris, number 1, 2 is the original film, and Rugrats Go Wild is my least favorite. Not saying it's bad at all, because I really, really do like that film. Such a good movie. But in terms of story and animation, I don't know, Rugrats of Paris just holds a special place in my heart. And whenever I do that Movie Memories Monday, I might do another special Rugrat video around that time, whenever that happens. If I remember this. I most likely will forget, but I'll try my best to remember. And I really like how the case was orange too, and also has this like old sticker residue that's still stuck on there. Let's see, it says the Rugrats movie. Huh. But anyway, the inside's completely orange as well. I'm going to take the tape out. Inside jewel case, and then here is the actual tape, which I have not rewound. I think I need to rewind it. But man, does this bring back any memories to you guys? Rugrats. Oh, I love the orange tape. I love that they colored VHS tapes back then. I loved this. I miss this. Oh, so good. Rugrats in Paris. The Rugrats movie came out when I was only 6? I was 6. Rugrats is actually 1 year older than I am, and I'm kind of feel old. That Rugrats turns 27 this year, and they're 1 year older than me, but I grew up with Rugrats. I grew up with all the seasons, 1 through 9, and I liked all of them. I also did like some of the, quite a few of the episodes in Rugrats All Grown Up. It wasn't as good, like, I'm not surprised, it's definitely not as good as the original Rugrats. But there are a lot of great moments in Rugrats All Grown Up that I definitely recommend watching. But anyway, I think we've seen this movie in theaters. But when I was young, I was so obsessed with the Rugrats. I think my mom still has like old pictures of me wearing a lot of Rugrat clothing. I remember, I think one of them had like Chucky and Tommy playing basketball on it. I think my brother and I had a giant Tommy and Chucky plush. It was huge. When I was, well, I'm not sure how big it is now, comparing size-wise. Let's see, do I have anything to compare it to? Well, here's a pillow, to say the least. Pillow doesn't even get into the full shot, but it was seriously like it was like about maybe from like this bottom to probably here. It was huge. I think they were really nice plushes and pretty detailed. They kind of scared me just because of how giant they were. They didn't look quite 100% like the characters, but close enough, as much as they could. But this is actually our VHS copy that we had when I was a kid, and that I've always watched several times. I wonder if it still works. I haven't watched it on VHS in ages, because I now own the DVD version and I could just watch the better resolution of it. But I do love to go back on VHS copies now and again to rewatch my childhood. I wish I still had the case for Rugrats in Paris, the movie. I just had the actual tape. At least I still have that. They're probably not expensive. I could try to find it on eBay. An award winner, fun and frolic for. It does say frolic. For the entire family. Why does that have say? Anyway, this also came with the bonus cat dog little short. There we go. I know you remember Cat Dog. I was obsessed with Cat Dog when I was a kid. Nowadays, I don't know why. A lot of things have aged well in that show, but a lot of things still weird me out. It's not as good as I remember it, and I haven't watched it that much at all in a long time, but I remember watching the short a lot just because it was on before the movie. But, man, I just love the box art of this. Like, this looks so good. You can see Spike, the Reptar wagon. You can see Lil, Phil, Dill. Wow, that was a lot of rhyming. Tommy, Chucky, and Angelica. I just really love the box art. They still use the same exact box art for the standalone DVD that you can find at your local like Walmart for like only $4. But man, I just can't get enough of Rugrats the movie. So good. Trying to remember what else. I remember having a lot of video games of Rugrats, to be honest. A lot of like PlayStation 1 games. My first consoles were really like the PS1, N64, and Game Boy Color. They were my three biggest things I loved as a kid, and the games I remember playing the most on the PS1 were Power Rangers Time Force, Crash Bandicoot 3 Warped, Rugrats in Paris, the movie, the game, and I think there was another Rugrats game, but I don't remember what it is. I don't know for sure if it was like, I don't remember what it was called. I don't think it's Search for Reptar, and it's not this puzzle game. There's one other game where there's like a lot of mini games into one that you can explore around, but you still do like on a lot of mini games, racing and other things. Very similar to Rugrats in Paris, like video game, but not quite like it. Not really sure how to explain it. I'm really bad at that. I did find an N64 boxed copy of Rugrats in Paris, the movie, the game. Unfortunately, I encountered a glitch, and I might have to restart the game. I'm stuck in an invisible barrier, and I have no way out. I had a lot of Reptar tickets. I'm pretty upset about that. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about Rugrats in Paris. Rugrats the movie, the original movie. Well, do you guys want me to actually explain the story? Because I'm not really good at it. You know what? Why not? Pretty much about this movie's Tommy and the gang are just starting off in a movie as Indiana Jones styled, and through it, Chucky was the terrified one. Phil and Lil follow Tommy. Tommy's the leader, doing all this imagination stuff. He grabs the treasure and all that kind of stuff, and saves Chucky from getting squished, I believe. Well, Tommy does. And the ball that usually follows Indiana Jones is supposed to actually is represented by his mother, Dee Dee, once they get back to reality and they smack into the porch window or door. It was hilarious. And pretty much what it is about is that Dee Dee is going to have another baby. And they decided to name the baby Dill. Like dill pickles. Ha, punny. But, Dill was kind of like a handful for a little while. He would not stop crying. The parents, Dee Dee and Stu, were busy with Dill since he was just born and having less time to spend with Tommy, even though he was only just like 1 And Tommy's always been like one though in the series, so he's never really aged. We got another Ash Ketchum. But yeah, the episode pretty much. I mean, not the episode, the movie. Tommy wanted just his mother and father's attention. He was really trying to defend Dill after his friends Phil and Lil and Angelica were saying that he was trouble. And same thing with Chucky, I think. They all wanted him gone, except for Tommy originally. But then he started to finally break down and was about to dump baby food over his face so that the monkeys can grab him, which is quite dark to think about. And thankfully, Tommy didn't do it. He actually didn't put that on him and started hugging Dill and it's like wondering, why did I do this? Why am I doing this to my brother? And to become very close. And pretty much ever since then in the series, Tommy's always had a really close relationship to his brother, even in All Grown Up too. Ironically, Tara Strong is actually the one who played Baby Dill, and I think Teen Dill as well, in Rugrats All Grown Up. Yeah, the movie pretty much ends up at the very end, the scene where they're on a bridge, after all this incidences have been happening in a movie, and Stu comes crashing in with one of his inventions, which is like a pterodactyl type thing, and it lands on his head, and Tommy thinks it's some type of special wizard. He's like, I just want my dog back. And then Stu kind of breaks through the bridge, and somehow Spike is still alive after being almost tossed off the bridge. Same thing with Stu, they both survived. But pretty much it ends on a high note. It was a really great film. If you have not seen Rugrats the movie, and if you don't care for Rugrats, I definitely recommend starting watching it. Probably from season 1, I would say. And if you want to get into the movies, definitely start with the original and then work your way through the next two. Rugrats in Paris, though, is my personal favorite just because of the emotion in that movie was so great. It was such a great movie. Man, I kind of want to watch it now. I might do that. But yeah, tell me in the comments below what you guys think of this video. What do you think of Rugrats the movie? And I guess that's pretty much it. See you guys next time. God bless.